there, and welcome to Open Studio. Today, we'll be chatting to one of our creative and most awesome person by the name of Tangeni. Welcome, Tangeni, to Open Studio. Tell us more about yourself and where your creativity started.
Thank you very much for having me. Well, my creative journey, oh man, that's such a a question. I would say it started in 1991, where my elder brother he sketched me while I was sitting on a stool. So that definitely had an effect on me, like 20, 25, 31 years later. So that's where the creative journey started. And what that did to me is it made me realize that I'm capable of a little bit much more than just what it is. So that's why I decided to consider myself a creative, so I cannot limit myself.
And then to those viewers who don't know you, tell us tell us about yourself. What do you do on a daily basis? Is your entire life visual arts, or are you sort of a chilled guy who sometimes just listen to music to take you away from, your thoughts?
More of everything. My daily life, I'm a garment constructionist. I sew clothes. I do a lot of alterations. Um, while doing that, it's perfect. I'm listening to music so I can chill. But as I said, I'm a creative. I cannot limit myself. I tried AVA. They were kind enough to give me the opportunity to have my first solo, which as well, I think I would say for me and AVA, I'll say both of us were quite impressed how the work came out because we had to look at how the work was going to be executed, how the work was going to be finished, and how we were going to present it. So when that was done, me and AVA were blown away. It was more of like a
it was a,
speechless moment.
yes,
It
yes,
was like,
and a
yo,
proud.
this is powers. So yeah.
Wow. And I've seen a few of your work. It is amazing. Tell us, for those who haven't seen it, tell us more about your career highlights. For those who love visual arts, share something with us.
Well, I previously did a few group exhibitions. I did a group exhibition, I think in 2019, if I'm not wrong, Cape Town Art Week, and then I did another group exhibition at Stellenbosch University Museum. Entered the Cecil art competition, entered whereby I was a finalist, entered the PPC Imaginarium art competition,
Wow, that's
whereby
great.
I was a finalist as well.
Yes.
And with that, I think that sort of like determination or doing which made me comfortable that,
Yes, yes.
I can, not only that, I think as well, one must understand that it's not about only I can do this. I think you
You
must
must really
yeah
find yourself.
you must find yourself, you must be
Yes,
comfortable,
that's
and
true.
if the work is good enough, it will definitely talk for itself.
I like that.
So I
I
think
like that.
all that led to the solo exhibition.
Wow, that is something
Yeah.
very huge. I mean, there's so many artists out there who's been in the industry for decades and they have still till today they haven't had their first solo exhibition. So congratulations to you, and I think that is something to really be proud of. And apart from that, being the creative man that you are, a lot of people don't really understand the whole visual type of artistry. How do you deal with that? How does that impact you as an artist, putting your soul out there and then having those many few people, that don't understand it, and then you need to like really show people like, listen, this is my work, this is what I do, this is the message I'm trying to bring across.
I think to that is it's more like because once you step out of your safe haven,
Yes,
which is out
yes.
of your comfort zone, you're out of your own home, you become abstract to society.
Okay.
And with being abstract to society, it's common sense. It's already normal. You're gonna be judged. one
That's
way or
true.
another.
That's true.
Mostly even by people who know you,
Yes.
by people who don't know you at all. And I think you should take that, and instead of being angry or frustrated, do something that's concrete. Try.
That's correct.
I think the right term is try, because that's
Yes.
important. Try, because if you don't try, you'll never know.
That's true.
So give it a shot.
No, that's great.
Give it a
Thank
shot.
you for sharing that with us.
Thank
And in terms of, in the industry, it's very few people who can really say that they have support, to do what they love to do. Tell me more about your support structure as people actually come on board to help you and to see the vision through your eyes.
I like to say I like to try.
Yes.
There's a term hustle.
Yes, I
I like
like
to
that term.
hustle. Yeah, I like to hustle. I don't like to sit still.
Yes.
I think in terms of especially financial support when you're having a solo, which is a big deal.
Yes.
There's a lot of finances that come with that.
Mhm.
Um, Try, ask for help. Don't be afraid.
Yes.
Approach people. It's okay if it's a no, because a no is just as positive as a yes.
Exactly.
Depends on how you take it as a person. So try, ask for help. There is people out there who are willing to help you to a
Yes.
certain extent, as long as you also bringing something to the plate,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
I've came across people who literally get angry at me because like I don't want to ask you this amount or this
Oh
and that.
man.
So
Yes.
ask. I
Ask.
mean, there's no wrong in asking.
That's correct.
There's
That's
only
correct.
one way around that. It's
Yes.
rather yes or no.
Wow,
So
thank you.
ask.
Thank you for that information. And listen, speaking for myself, it's very tough being an artist, especially growing up in a household who only knows doctors, lawyers, that type of thing, teachers. So growing up even in my home and, just waking up and telling them like, this is my passion. It's one thing seeing your kid's passion when he or she is young, but then to actually grow up, our parents, they believe that you need to go into a certain career path in your life. So when we come back from our break, I'd like you to touch more about that for those people who are aspiring artists but don't get that support from their parents. Tell us more about that. Have you gotten that support within your household? And apart from that, how has that also shaped you to become the amazing artist that you are today? So for those who have just tuned in on Open Studio today, stay tuned because AVA Gallery has not only, played a huge role in our amazing esteemed artists here today, but for those of you who are interested, stay tuned because this might help you. We're back on Open Studio, and thank you to all those who have stayed tuned because right now we'll be getting to the more exciting time in our conversation. So for those who have just tuned in, and we've spoken earlier and we've shared about your journey as an artist, in the visual industry and those type of things, share with us the support system that you've had when you grew up and you said, but I want to do this and this is what I want to do with my life. Did you even know that today you'll be successful in this industry that you're in?
I had no idea I would even make it this far.
Wow.
It was more of I really had to fight.
Yes.
I had to fight, I think, with society,
Yes.
people, um, my family.
How were they? You're really thinking way back
Not,
now.
yeah. I think, it's a bit puzzling there because, they're like supportive and not really supportive.
Okay.
But I mean, I had my elder brother,
Yes.
and I think my mother as well,
Yes.
um, have been very encouraging.
That's good.
Yeah, definitely 100% encouraging. Um, it was more so go out and do your thing,
Yes. And be yourself.
yeah,
Okay.
but it better work.
It
It
has to
better
work.
it better work.
It has to work.
So yeah, no, I think the support structure's been there.
And
Not
friends that you grew up with.
With the friends. Oh no, no. I'm just being honest.
Yes.
I think it wasn't more of them like encouraging me, but
Hmm.
me looking back actually, what I realized is me encouraging them.
Wow.
You know,
Wow, that's
that's one thing
amazing.
I kind of like just realized that, oh, you know, actually I had to be my own drive and realize my own
Sure.
ways. But at the same time, I've actually been mentoring certain people,
That's great.
and trying to. I didn't know
Yes,
at
yes.
all up until like now,
Wow.
you know. But I'd also like to touch on. I definitely had a great mentor, Donna and Miles. She encouraged me with
Yes,
the
yes.
most gentlest of touch.
Wow,
Like,
that's
you
good.
know,
That's rare to find.
three people that I know. I think if I didn't, my mother, my
Yes,
brother, and
yes,
Donna,
yes.
I don't think I'll be here today without
And
them.
that's great news. And apart from, you some of your friends who hasn't supported you on your journey, do you actually have a friend that is an artist today and who has actually had a tough time with support within that household?
Yeah, I know of a friend who is pursuing a more of a creative field,
Yes.
but one had to maneuver in certain ways in order to
Oh,
get there.
yes.
So, but one is definitely there, and I'm proud of that person.
Wow, that's good.
So I think follow is difficult, especially for people of color.
Yes,
It's
it
it's it's
is
not a
indeed.
it's not a creative space or creative career. It's not really encouraged upon
Yes,
young
yes,
black kids or colored kids or especially
yes.
people of color. It's not really encouraged
Mm,
upon. It's like you have to do it
mm.
at own risk,
At own risk, yeah.
100% at own risk. And most of the time, it's usually where you going? I'm just going to my friend
To my
around the corner when you're going to an
meanwhile,
audition, which is
yes,
like
yes.
way across the street. And then you come back home after like 30 minutes.
That's
You know,
correct.
now
Yes.
we're all good. So
So it's quite
hustle.
tough out there, yes.
Yeah,
And
it
I'm sure
is.
to those viewers who are watching, and it is tough to be an artist, especially if you grew up in a tough household where you need to be a doctor and you need to be a teacher. But it just shows that there are people out there in the industry who is willing to support, and actually take your hand. And like you said, people who are available to be your mentor and to, help and guide you. And then speaking about mentors and those important people in your life, tell me, how important is it to have people like the AVA gallery on your side, and organizations that you can just step into and actually go and show them your talent? How has that actually impacted you?
Very important. And I had to realize that and learn from that.
Yes, yes.
It's important to associate yourself with the right people.
Mhm.
I mean, what AVA Gallery literally did for me,
Mhm.
what most other galleries couldn't do, they gave me a solo.
Yes, that is something.
And
Yeah.
I don't think people understand when I say they gave me a solo.
Yes.
Getting a solo is not an easy thing.
Mm.
It usually, please, if I'm wrong, I could
Yes.
be wrong. It usually takes roughly an emerging artist or an emerging person, an emerging creator who's trying to get a solo
Yes.
or trying to establish an art career.
Mhm.
Usually takes 5 to 10 years to even get your first solo
Sure.
because you
That's a
have
long
to
time.
do a lot of group exhibitions,
Yes.
right? Because and that's a way to get your name out there
Yes.
and have curators and gallery directors and gallery managers
Yes.
be
Yes.
aware of your work. Um, and then after that, opportunities kind of present themselves. But AVA gave me a solo,
And that
which
is
to them
really
was also a
something.
risk because they don't know, as I said early on, they don't know how the work was going to be executed, how
Yes.
it
Yes.
was going to be finished, how we're going to
Yes.
present it.
Yes.
They didn't know me as a person more than just words.
Yes.
Um, and
That's
when I
right.
came to install, we were both. when I mean we, I
Yes.
mean me and AVA were both amazed
Wow.
as powers.
And during this there was that developing sort of development that had to happen between not only you but AVA, and I'm sure that was the most amazing part, was being developed through this, before even getting your solo space and opportunity. So before we go to our next ad break, and when we come back, we'll touch on more important information like that, and how more young people can just come on board. Did you just step in? Did you contact them? How was the process of actually really getting AVA to see, hey, this is me, I'm talent, and I want to come on board. So for those who have just tuned in, please stay tuned, because we'll be back with more interesting information on how you can showcase your talent. Welcome back. As we're chatting to our lovely artist, Tangeni, he's just been explaining about, the organization AVA and how important it is to actually be part of organizations as big and as huge as AVA. So tell me, Tangeni, you were sharing before we went to our ad break?
It's important to link up with people.
Yes.
I think when I mean link up is make connects. It's important. And as well, it's also important, if you make connects,
Yes.
deliver
Yes.
what you promised. And that delivery should be great work.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
I think it's when I mean great work,
Mhm.
you should impress the ones you presenting
Yes,
it to.
definitely.
That is important, because
Yes.
then the one you presenting the work to,
Mhm.
leave them speechless,
Okay.
and then the ones that then go connect the other little dots,
Okay.
and then so forth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how did you just step into AVA Gallery space? Did you contact them? Tell us about that. How did you actually get in there?
It's not difficult. It was very simple.
Yes.
Very easy. The beginning. I subscribed on the
You
website.
subscribe.
Yes, I
Okay, that's
subscribed on the
interesting.
website. They send out proposals.
Yes, yes.
They send out proposal. I remember I was doing something when because I constantly check my email, and the proposal came out,
And you thought, hey,
and I was
this
like,
is
you
the
know
one.
what?
I'm going for it.
Let me give it a shot.
Wow.
Let me
And
give
look
it
where
a
you
shot.
are today. Wow, that's
Yeah,
really something.
yeah,
So to those young people who are watching, just take the risk. Send that email or
yeah,
get in touch and contact the
definitely.
people, step in and go check it out. And then apart from that, you there's a new exhibition called The Greatest Hits that's coming out. Tell us more about that.
The greatest hits, I believe, is um curated by Miriam, from artists from top art school institutes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the greatest hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be something to look forward to.
Yes,
And
one
for
hundred
those
percent.
who'd like to check it out, when is that happening?
It's still on exhibition,
Yes,
but
yes,
I think one can come through on first Thursdays. There's a
yes,
first
yes,
Thursday that I believe is on the 4th of February.
yes,
I'm not
yes, yes.
wrong. First Thursdays are basically for people who want to come see the exhibitions but don't get time.
Oh, I
So
see,
first
I see.
Thursdays, the galleries and museums and all these art places, they
Yes,
opening
yes,
till late.
yes.
So that gives space and time to the people
Oh, and those who
who are
come
keen.
straight from work and those.
Yes.
Okay. And there's another one called Absence Exhibition. Tell us
Mm,
about that.
the more meaningful in your absence.
Yes.
That's my exhibition. That's
Oh,
a
that's
solo.
yours.
Yes,
Wow, wow.
that's a solo. So more meaningful in your absence, really. It comes from 2009. I was a bit down in 2009. So my elder brother, I remember clearly what he said was that, you won't mean nothing to nobody
Yeah.
up until you do something great that they didn't expect you could do and make.
Wow.
So I
That's
took
tough.
that. That's like an entire sentence. So how can I
Exactly.
simplify that out? So I
Yeah.
came up with more meaningful in your absence. I have this tendency of I could be walking or cooking
That's
or
right.
whatever, and I have my cell phone and
Yes.
just words will come up in my mind or sentences, and I write
Oh,
them
you
down, make a
type them up.
screenshot, and save that. So, and I have a lot of those. So that's
Yes.
really where more meaningful in your absence comes from.
Hmm.
Um, is this idea of absence,
Yes. Yes.
right? But now I guess I mean a little bit more now
Yes. Yes.
because I have a solo and it's epic.
Yes, and it's epic.
Yeah, it's epic.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
yeah.
That's good. That's good. So, and tell me, seeing that you've just mentioned about your brother and those type of things, when you are really down, is that when you turn to your artwork? When is that moment? When do you find yourself doing something extremely creative? Is it when you are in your happy moments, or is it when you're in your sad moments?
I don't think I've ever lost my sense of creativity or sense of wanting to draw, whether if I'm in a bad place or a
Yes.
happy place. I've always drawn. I've
Wow.
always done something, I have sketchbooks,
Yes.
even in the darkest of spaces, I've
Yes.
always done work that to me is like, oh wow, dude. It's only now that I kind of look back a little bit. It's like, yo, dude, you did this while you're
Yes.
in that
Yes.
space of mind.
Yes.
Like that's crazy, you know. So I
Okay.
don't really, I don't
It's
have,
all about
yeah,
personal growth
yeah.
there.
I think you
Okay.
as a character, I just no, I draw all out.
And I'm sure you've grown tremendously. When you look at yourself and you look back at the work that you've done when you were a teenager compared to the work that you're doing now, do you actually use more tools and different things to create something different now compared to when you were just, when you're teenagers and starting out? Tell me, did it start out just with a pencil and now you're actually using colors that you've never even heard about?
The tools are always around you.
That's true.
That's to be honest. I mean, the more meaningful in your absence,
Yes.
which is mainly
Hmm.
glasses and mirrors.
Sure.
I etched out the mirrors with a seam reaper.
What? Now
Yes,
that's interesting.
yes.
Wow.
A seam reaper is a little tool that
Yes.
common constructionists or seamstresses use to remove thread
Yes,
on a
yes, yes,
garment at
yes.
the panels. I
Hmm.
mean at the seam, sorry, in
Hmm.
order so the garment can be laid on different panels. So and it was a painstaking journey. It's
Wow.
yeah, it's not to glorify it, but
Yes, yes.
as I
Yes.
said, man, the tools are always around you. Don't look too
It's
far.
it's what you do with it to create something special.
Yes,
Wow, thank you for that.
you're
So that
welcome.
is just something interesting for those who are watching. Thank you, Tangeni. So for those who have tuned in and for those who have stayed with us, go and follow Tangeni on social media platforms, or even so, go to AVA Gallery. Go check it out. As is mentioned, they have these special days where you can actually come off to work and can come check out. To those young people who watch, stay tuned. Please don't give up on your dreams and make sure that you check out AVA Gallery and Tangeni.